PDP factional chairman clash as governors fail to resolve crisis. Adesanya reveals financial struggles after Pereira loss. Heroic Eagles return home after 17 hours Libyan ordeal. Lagos boat accident, hope of recovery fades on 2 missing passengers. NNPC sells PMS to Ipman at 995 naira per litre. APC mocks PDP as Igodalo files petition at Edo Tribunal. Federal government explains the 25% tax on Nigerians earning above 100 million naira. Once again, the national power grid is said to have collapsed again. Libya threatens legal action over Nigeria's withdrawal from the African Cup of Nations qualifier. And import duty. Federal government grants private jet owners a 30-day extension. Man flees after stabbing cousin to death in Lagos. And these are some of the headlines you can find today on the Punch newspaper.
Moving on now to The Guardian. It's got this major headline: football foul play. Nigeria CAF go head-to-head over Super Eagles Odell in Libya. How Nigeria others reduce $4 billion regional cybercrime losses. States in darkness as national grid collapses again. Edo, PDP files petition against result, trades words with APC over IREV manipulation. Why Tinubu's economic reforms should last 15 more years by World Bank. Customs extends deadline for private aircraft import duty verification. Robotics, makeup, beekeeping, others make up new basic school curriculum. Nigeria's crude production dropped to 1.32 million barrels per day in September, says OPEC. No ban on sachet water, PET bottles, Lagos government. BDC operators sues EFCC, demands 1.2 billion naira over illegal detention. SS2 student sues ministry, JAM, NUC over varsity admission age limit. That's it on The Guardian this morning.
All right, taking a look at the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Here are some of the headlines you'll find therein. PDP governors meeting on Damagun's fate is deadlocked. What you should know about the VAT, that's the VAT, on everything you get to buy, that is. Moving on, 15-year-old student sues Education Ministry, JAM, NUC over admission policy. COP 2024, Nigeria seeks African unity on climate actions. Naseni to strengthen procurement process. And on Mpox, federal government, Red Cross, prepare for vaccination commencement and sensitize caregivers and the general public. Gombe approves 71,451 naira as minimum wage, while in Ogun State, we have it that they have okayed 77,000 naira as the minimum wage. And some more headlines on the Daily Trust today. Kano SSG commissioner suspended as crisis hits the NNPP. I know nothing about campaign to prepare to separate Governor Yusuf from Kwankwaso, says the SSG. Power grid collapses again. And Super Eagles return to Nigeria after Libya ordeal. We'll stop at that on the Daily Trust newspaper.
Moving on now to this day. It's got this major headline at the Nigerian Economic Summit, Group 30th Summit. Tinubu canvasses collaborative efforts to drive economic growth. And the writers right here say World Bank economic policies hurting ordinary Nigerians, project 3.3% economic growth for Nigeria in 2024. Maltreatment of eagles in Libya. Tinubu demands CAF's investigation. Justice. Kayamo. Federal government set to concession 5 airports. IATA promises to be advisors in process. Customs duty. Foreign registered private jets pay $6.9 million to federal government annually. Nigeria experiences total darkness. Power grid collapses again. Abiodun approves 77,000 naira as minimum wage for Ogun workers. Lokbobiri, majority of Nigeria's oil pipelines obsolete, won't deliver fuels to destinations. Federal government intensifies employment drive for skillful, competent, fresh graduates. And that's it on this day.
All right, for the last paper this morning, we have the Vanguard newspaper. And on the Vanguard newspaper, federal government must sustain reforms in spite of hardship on Nigerians, says the World Bank. Interesting. How Libya held eagles hostage in disused airport for 15 hours. Hardship. Tinubu and I empathize with Nigerians, but this statement is attributed to VP Shatima. You may want to go through that on the Vanguard newspaper. Moving on to other headlines, Naira appreciates to 1,680 Naira to $1 in the parallel market. How Libya, okay, we've taken that already. Still on to more headlines, and this time around in sports, Mbappe rape report is not good for France team, says Deschamps. Nigeria will need 15 years to transform economy, says the World Bank VP. And to more headlines, AFCON qualifiers, Nigeria refused to play in Libya as Algeria and Cameroon book spots. NFF treatment, Kalu berates Libyan Football Federation and urges CAF to sanction. Wike Fubara feud beyond reconciliation, says Fayoshe. Edo government rise Okpebolo and APC on formation of transition team. Third assassination attempt, man arrested with firearms outside Trump rally in Coachella Valley. This is very serious. Third attempt. And lastly, I'm not interested in any political office. Fayoshe distances himself from PDP chairmanship race. Those are the headlines for this morning.
Time to get to your reactions right now. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. Go onto those platforms right now to watch live and be a part of the show in real time. Numbers to call: 0700 951 0000, 08095974869, and on WhatsApp you can call 080 or send a message 08099930137. Please move away from your device once you get through. Give your name, your location, and kindly go straight to sharing your thoughts.
Hello.
Good morning. Good
morning to you.
To hear you this morning.
Yes. Same here.
Itodo, the Agapa, the one and only.
Welcome. Good morning.
I greet you. My name is Salasi. Now, I want to talk about this national grid collapse again. These are the people that have been charging people on by an exorbitant price. Now, what are they going to do now for these people, for these charges that have been charging Nigeria for how many days now? Since yesterday, throughout Nigeria were in blackout. And they will still come with these charges. They know that they are not stable in this electricity sector, but they have been charging people exorbitantly. And now look at it, it has collapsed again. Since this year, how many times has this national grid collapsed? Can't they find solution to this thing? We are not even talking of dry season. By the time dry season will come, we will not even see this light again. Their own is to see how they will be charging Nigeria. Now they are talking of Dangote, Ipman to buy fuel, how many? How much? And how much will that affect Nigerians? There's nothing now. Me, I said it yesterday. I said no matter what, because I know that the price won't come down. They're just making all this complaint, believing that the price will come down. It will never come down.
All right.
Make our refinery work. What is wrong with our refinery that our refinery cannot work?
All right.
Is it a rocket science for our refinery to work?
Okay.
What is wrong with our government?
Thank you, Salasi.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
This is Salam from South.
We can barely hear you. Can you speak up, please?
This is Salam from South.
Please go ahead.
Let me start from this hardship and everything different. Number one, we are happy that Naira is ashamed to 1,600. Is the president not ashamed? Supposed to have a very good advisor who can advise all this country. We are not in a APC country. We are in Nigeria. We should invite all the other people to come and advise him, not only his advisor. You can have people from PDP, AMPP, all these things. They can advise him. Not only APC. The country is not from APC. It's for the whole Nigeria. So we should advise all those people to come and advise him. He's happy that he did not ashamed that dollar is 1,600.
All right.
And this hardship, Tinubu should do how to solve this hardship for this country. May God bless Nigeria.
Thank
Amen.
you, Salah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Excellency Stuart. Good morning, Deacon Itodo.
Welcome.
Morning.
Yeah, I remember humble self, Bakar Ali Ake and Ali Wabang Ali. I'm calling from PW Kuwa this morning.
You're welcome. Go
What
ahead.
is the problem of this World Bank and IMF with Nigeria? Please, they should let us be. It's not only 15 years, it is forever that this reform. So their plan is until everybody is wiped out because of bad economic policies in Nigeria before the economy will be okay. Is there any type of economic policy that attempt to strangulate life after our people? They should go and be advising US and the rest now. They should leave us, please. Please. And for the Super Eagles, I love what the NFF did. I don't know what's wrong with these people. So they systematically want to get Super Eagles to psychologically get us to fatigue them so that they can. Is that how to win people? Why not play it clean? We should work out, please. Thank you for doing that. May God bless this country. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Ibn Ali.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Tell us your name.
We
Good
can hear
morning.
you. Good morning. What's your
We can
name?
hear you.
It's a passenger calling you from Amali, Niger State.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. President and the Vice President that said they are listening to the yearning of Nigerian, pertaining the hardships that is worrying Nigerians. Oh, I don't need them to come up on board. It's every day that they usually come up on board. Every day that they know God has given them the mantle of that leadership. For what? Is it because they are beauty or they are rich? That is why all these things is happening? No. We ask them. They should reverse themselves. They should reverse themselves. Nigerians are in pain.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate. Let's take another call. All right.
Good morning. Oh, sorry about that. Let's take some messages right now. We can go straight to the live feed on Facebook and YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. Good morning, Anthony Menogo. Our night was good. Thank you for asking. Moazu John Lasisi says national grid collapse is a daily and routine news we're used to. The fact is that some people are not working for the greatness of this country. All they want is what they'll benefit. They are to move or they move the country backwards. Unless the government wakes up, nothing will work, is what he says. Unma Olebara says National Assembly contemplating increasing VAT from 7% to 7.5 rather to 10% is the height of insensitivity. So they cannot make laws that will better the lot of masses, but laws that would make Nigerians feel impoverished. So worrisome and unfortunate is what she says.
All right. Good morning, Itodo and Swat. Thanks to governors who have approved the 70,000 naira as minimum wage in their states, and they should start implementation immediately. World Bank should send some of its officials to conduct a research on the precarious socioeconomic conditions of Nigeria. Another suggestion to be recommended, says Jimmy Odeni.
And also Francis says the collapse of national grid, very unfortunate. Which way Nigeria? And for CAF and other soccer governing bodies, they should sanction Libya accordingly following the unprofessional conduct and ill treatment to the Super Eagles. In other developments, the president should act fast to address the current fuel price hike, the tariff hike, hunger, and other economic hardships in this country. a stitching time saves 9. May God help us, is how Arthur Francis ends his message.
Okay, that should be on Facebook, right? I don't know. All right, okay, we have this one. This says, "Good morning, Swat and Itodo. Tinubu and I empathize with Nigerians, but," says VP Shatima, "a true leader will never be doing what our rulers are doing to Nigerians and be turning around to mock us indirectly by saying they empathize with us. They keep collecting funds from these world agencies that do not mean well for our country by enforcing the policies that they are told to implement. That is the reason our country seems to be backwards. Nigerian system seems to favor only individuals in place of authority and not the citizens. Know this and have peace. How can Nigerians be in pains, but the elites will continue to live large, but still telling us they empathize with us? And masses, a sincere, upright leader will never live large or be using scarce resources to be building mansions, buying SUVs when the country is struggling. Nigeria seems to have not to have leaders yet. What we have are rulers. Nigeria will surely overcome, says Ishaku in Lugbe.
Good morning.
Itodo, good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you, Swat. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
This is Emmanuel. Swat, talking about the national grid, it has become a routine. I don't think any one of us that knows this our country very well should be surprised. It's a routine, so nobody should be surprised about it. And minimum wage, Nigerians can see how the government, the elites, the people ruling us are treating Nigerians. When it comes to national anthem, we did not hear anything. We just hear they've changed national anthem because that won't benefit them. When it comes to minimum wage, that will benefit the masses. Look at how they are dragging it. Over how many months now they are dragging minimum wage. If it is the one that will benefit them, overnight we just hear they passed it. Everything have gone smoothly. When they are buying private jets, smoothly, everything went. When they are buying yachts, smoothly. When they are renovating the vice president house, smoothly. But come to minimum wage, that is not even up to a bag of rice, that Nigerians will benefit. Look at how they are dragging their feet over it. What goes around comes around. They will all reap what they are sowing now.
All right. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I see one beautiful barrister in the studio. Early this morning, you have time to look that beautiful. Auntie Swad, I'll come for you. Good morning, ma'am. My name is Mrs. Someza. Siba, this World Bank, IMF, is this what is happening to your countries? Or the people that are here fair like you? Is that what you are doing to them? Auntie Swat, I tell you, I couldn't sleep last night. A friend that is doing well called me and started lamenting. She's thinking of how she will send her children to her mom in the village. Mm-hmm. She's sliding into poverty. You know why? She's working with white people. They just send them away yesterday.
Wow.
No entitlement, no nothing. It's not their fault. The company wants to fold up, to go back to their country. They can't do business in this country again. See, so many people are not even calling us to tell us what they are going through. This thing happened just yesterday here. Her brain, everything is scattered. I now imagine what people are going through. This is somebody that is doing well. The next thing, she will start selling her properties to see if she can sustain, to maintain, to live healthy. And they are telling us that in 15 years, we'll start seeing the benefit of these policies. The policy is not working. They told us that democracy is government of the people, conclusion for the people. Why did they say so? They believe that it's not all about voting that democracy is government of the people. The people will say what they want. But Nigerian democracy is unique. It's what the leader wants, not leader, what the ruler wants for us, that they will met on us. I thought it was a joke when people told me that people sleep in the office. Somebody confirmed women, they join their sleep for office on Friday, they will go back home. Why? Because they can't afford transportation.
Right.
Yesterday, we analyzed that they will sell 10,000. They have started selling it in some places. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
It's quite unfortunate though, but hey, that's where we are.
Well, I mean, looking at the headline coming out, and the next minute, old batches of the eggs already been sold at that amount. I think it's a bit unfair.
Well, we keep talking about this stuff. It's what happens in Nigeria. And somehow yesterday I was trying to analyze it. You don't really blame them because even the traders, the market people, the business are uncertain of what the next thing is going to be. So, for example, you buy this batch at a certain price.
Yes.
And then there's fuel increase and then the instability of the dollar. and you don't know how much it's going to cost you to get to the next one. So what they try to do is they try to augment. I'm not excusing, I'm just trying to make an excuse
Right.
or try to walk through the money.
Understand what they're going through or what they're doing.
So they're
Yeah.
adding on the old stock just in case any eventualities come, because they always want to maintain their profit margin.
But what does that leave the average Nigerian? Because then you can't afford these things. I mean, imagine getting a crate of egg for 10,000.
It's unrealistic.
Can you even eat the shell at this point? Because you need to savor every bit of that egg that
My
feels
brother.
like gold right now.
I was asking yesterday, like people now don't even eat eggs anymore because once upon a time, if you don't even have money for meat, you can use egg as alternative to protein. Right now, it's not something that people even consider. Eating bread is something that
It feels like luxury.
It feels like luxury. These are common staples. You understand? I was talking about bread and rice that are just the staples. Like every home you enter, at least you get to see that. But how many people can afford that right now?
A bit worrisome right there. But let's get back to some of your messages right now on the live feed as well. Good morning from Suleiman Gabrielle, watching from National Assembly quarters. Let the federal government do something about the hardship that is eating everyone in the country, most especially the issue of the fuel price. Nigerians are suffering. They should try and do what is needed for the country, is what he is saying this morning. The constant collapse of the national grid is becoming so embarrassing to us as a nation. There should be a solution to this embarrassment, is what Obona Efoke says.
Did you take the message from Ozo Francis Namani?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so let me take this one on the WhatsApp portal, and this is coming in from Fred. Fred simply says, "Good morning, Nigeria Info. Even the country power grid is also suffering from malnutrition. That's why it keeps collapsing."
That grid, but it's back in some parts of the country now. I mean, they're trying to restart it. It's coming back. I got power earlier this morning.
Yeah, like they brought it back, took it, and then took it again before I left home. So I don't know about that though.
Well, hopefully this grid situation will be sorted out 6th time this year. That's a lot.
We keep hoping and hoping. In fact, basically, that's just what we live by in Nigeria right now.
The ego better, it is well tagged. Maybe we need to hang it for a bit and be very realistic as to what we're going through so we can find a way, because it feels as though it's a good and bad thing that Nigerians are able to readjust to wherever they find themselves or whatever situations play out in the country, and that somewhat just hinders maybe our progress as a nation.
Honestly,
yeah.
We the survival instincts will always come, but people do not have to get to this extreme. I'm saying it like the Constitution basically states the function of any government, especially the Nigerian government: welfare, security. But then you take out your hands and people are suffering. But they have to survive.
And
People just have to survive.
The former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, alluded to the fact that Nigerians should be living in luxury, should be able to live an easy life. And he just feels like, what Nigeria is going through right now doesn't make any sense, even though there are excuses as to the reason why things are going this way because of mistakes of previous leaders. But does it need to be bad before it gets better?
Before it gets better. It's a question that should be answered. Must we suffer before we get to El Dorado, if we ever get there? Because, I mean, this lexicon of like, it will get better, let's be patient, started right from the last administration. In fact, it's been there time immemorial.
It's been there for a long time.
If you check our history, you will know that once upon a time, Nigeria was a good place. We had people who were coming into Nigeria because it was a land of opportunities for at least African countries. We had Indians who were coming here and all of that. But right now, why are we retrogressing? Why?
Nigerians are leaving in their numbers to other countries where they feel they'll get the basics and do better. But let's go on the break. When we come back after the news at 7 o'clock, we'll hear more of your reactions.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Babe.
This is Nigeria Info.